happy hour. I'd like to welcome you to happy hour because we're drinking and you're going to. We love you. This is PoddiMouths. I don't know what else to say. All right, that's it.
I might have to get rid of the music at the beginning for that. Just use that as the beginning this time.
Yeah, I don't want to start any bad habits. Hey, everybody, welcome. We are the PoddiMouths, Nick and John, and we are engaging in happy hour. And you might think...
Well, John already sounds like he's been engaging for a while.
That's what I was going to say. You might think that I've already started because, my warm vocal tones. But no, actually, I am sitting here with my completely untouched drink.
I am too, but let me tell you how long my completely untouched drink has been sitting here.
The ice is gone.
No ice. Well, there wasn't any ice in it at the beginning.
No, there wasn't.
It's a Manhattan. Yeah.
It's neat.
Just like me.
Yes,
I'm neat.
You're very neat. Okay, so it's a Manhattan.
It is a
Anything
Manhattan.
Special or any type
No,
of
just the same thing that you and I...
chair. I have little Matt here.
Little Matt. Oh, and we're getting a Sierra Mist in what?
Sierra Mist, I'm guessing there's something
Okay, that's a lot of... There's a lot of Sierra Mist in that drink. There's not enough. It's supposed to be liquor with a splash of Sierra Mist.
You liquor, you brought her. That's not very nice. Sorry, Mom. Okay, so there's Matt. You have
welcome to happy hour, Matt.
Welcome to happy hour, he said. I'm not going to repeat everything. Hold on. Just make sure it's not echoing.
Well, yeah, I've got echo cancel. Do you have your echo cancellation shut off or turned on? I mean,
sure.
Yeah.
I can't.
I do.
Nick has a Manhattan.
I haven't had any of it yet because I've been waiting on John this whole time.
I haven't had any of mine either.
Let's not wait for him.
All right.
Let's not.
So tell us what's in it.
Cheers.
What kind is it?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was getting at. The same thing from our last episode. It is the Jack Daniel's Rye.
Have you had that?
No, but I feel like I should.
Okay, I think
it's very, very good. This is, I think last time I did a Manhattan with Kahlua in it. This one is just a traditional Manhattan.
Kahlua? What?
Yeah, it's a cough. It's what is it called?
Cough medicine. Yeah,
it's a cough medicine. No, it's really good. It is called.
Sure.
Yeah, come closer. Don't sit way back there. John doesn't want an audience.
I want Matt. Matt's not really an audience. No. Matt's more of a... He is
a critic. That's really good. It's called a Revolver.
Revolver. Okay.
Yes. Look it up.
I love Kahlua.
Oh, I do too. So that's why, and I really, really like it. But I wanted to have a traditional Manhattan with this rye, so I knew if I liked it with the rye.
So a little sweet vermouth, then, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
If you want the exact recipe, it's 2 ounces of rye whiskey, 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, and 2 splashes of bitters.
Couldn't you just have Nick read you all day?
I sometimes do, but it's usually Cat in the Hat, and now Dr. books have been canceled.
I was just going to say that. What was your first reaction when you heard that?
I said, I do not like them, Sam.
I am. Cheers.
Yeah. Okay. So
I've always been a big Sneetch fan. So
cheers, Dink. I have a little ice in here, and then I'll tell you what mine is.
You kind of are a Dink.
What is it?
Oh, mama.
Okay,
guys, I highly recommend the Jack
Tell
Daniel's
them what yours
rye.
is first and get into the mic.
Well, we're in Jefferson, so this would be Jefferson's whiskey.
Nice.
And Sprite.
Jefferson's. It's that brand. Yeah.
It's Jefferson's whiskey.
Whiskey. It's small batch.
It is.
Yeah.
John, your voice is so much more powerful than Matt. So why don't you move the mic closer to him?
Oh, I'm sorry about that, John.
That's Nick. I'm John.
Yeah, you're John.
Wow.
Okay, he's already had too much Jefferson's. Yeah, right?
One sip, and he can't even grab his ass with either hand.
That's why I like Matt so much.
This Jefferson whiskey is delicious. You guys should try it, but the batches are so small. We are your egg melts.
Wow, the batches are small. These are small batches. I, on the other hand, have a Don Julio tequila, Don Julio 70, which we discovered at a grocery store, really, in Mexico.
Yes, we did.
And it is some of the smoothest tequila I have ever thrown in my mouth. And I've thrown quite a bit of tequila in my mouth.
That's my problem with tequila. Go ahead.
Problem? No,
yeah, I have a problem with tequila.
It's called Don Julio 70, and it's actually 70 times better than Jose Cuervo.
That's really solid marketing right there. Yeah. Wow.
So tell us your history with tequila.
I ever got drunk on, and I ever threw up, and it was not Don Julio, it was Jose, but yeah, it was the first time I ever had anything to drink and it's one of those things when you have a really bad experience, you don't want to touch it. So I didn't touch any tequila for probably 10 years.
Which is why he can't date cheerleaders anymore.
Who, me or Matt?
No, you. When you have a really bad experience, you can't go back.
You can't go back. Exactly.
You can't date cheerleaders anymore.
No. Wow.
11 years, no tequila here, Nick.
11 years, same thing.
What?
Yep. 11 years I didn't drink tequila. After I had a little, maybe 18, 19-year-old experience. Didn't drink it again until I was 30.
Yeah.
Once I got back on that horse, though, it was a good ride.
You always have to. You get introduced to someone who knows their tequila. I was a bartender in a Mexican restaurant for a short time, and the head bartender was big into tequilas, and he educated me. Not like that, Jonathan. You get a whole name for that one.
Sorry.
I'm not even going to describe what he was doing, listeners.
Good.
Anyway.
Nor should you.
No. Probably get canceled. But he did give me a few different high-end tequilas because we were able to try some. Obviously, when you're selling in a Mexican restaurant, you want to be able to know what you're selling, and so I do have an appreciation. I will sip a nice añejo. I like the dark aged añejo tequilas, but I still
añejo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. John's kind of an añejo. He's.
Oh, okay. Little German for you. Arschlocht.
Oh, du bist eine Scheißekopf.
See, same with you and your Campmans. I don't know. It's hard to believe. Yeah, well.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, muy loco en la cabeza. Now we can move into many others.
We could.
We're not gonna though.
No más pantalones.
Perfecto.
That will be on Matt's tombstone. No más pantalones. You know, I was at the funeral, and he's right.
No más pantalones.
Oh,
I have to give Don Julio 70 the proper response. I'm not going to do it for.
And also, I did say Sierra Mist like 10 times. One ding is good.
I'm not going to be quite as enthusiastic. And we said Jefferson small batch, which is
there you go. Ding it.
And you have what?
Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels, and that's the rye. Okay,
that is the rye. Yeah.
Well then, man, I might as well just keep that thing dinging. We are named.
Hopefully, we won't get sued.
Well, I don't know why we would. We're saying good, positive things about all of them.
I think so. Yeah. We're drinking them, aren't we? Matt's drunk his.
Yeah, Matt's is gone. He likes Thomas Jefferson whiskey.
Are small.
He's drinking out of a 16-ounce beer.
Oh, it's only 12.
It's only 12. That is a small one.
Yeah.
Mine are all 16.
Well, you're welcome to help yourself to another.
I will go down right now and get one.
She knows what to do.
Yes,
Chino? We talking Chino? Dino.
We don't even. That was the Flintstones. Dino.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. So Matt, what's new? It's been such a long time.
Oh,
I care. You can pull that microphone closer. We don't need to hear from John anymore.
It is new indeed. Oh, nothing. Just ups and downs. Economy has kind of been unpredictable.
That's a good way of saying it.
My hesitation.
I
I hesitate to say the wrong thing.
don't.
All right, Captain Kirk.
Has that ever stopped?
No.
Like to.
No, actually, usually I just say whatever and it comes out wrong and nobody cares.
That would be. And welcome to PoddiMouths.
Yeah,
Exactly. Why do you think we have this podcast?
Yes, Matt's listen. So Matt drives. Is it fair to say
Tesla.
probably 75
Okay.
to 100,000 miles a year, or maybe not quite that much? 75.
Man, I thought I drove a lot.
It's 5,000 mile oil change about every 2 months.
Okay, so quite a bit.
So
Okay.
500 miles a month, roughly. 100 plus miles a day on average.
Okay, so 30 some 35,000 miles.
Okay, you and I are about the same then.
And he does, yeah. You do a lot of driving too. He does though. Listen to PoddiMouths.
That's good.
And,
That's good.
And that's the best time to do it because he's on the phone and he's
Yeah.
Well, so okay.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you out, but I have a question for you because we drive about the same. And the last PoddiMouths episode, John and I discussed Erin Meyer, who John is in love with, and you said she's hot, so automatically that makes you in love with her.
Yeah.
Okay,
She is a professor of cultural communication.
Okay.
At a university in Paris. Anyway, she's from Minnesota. Enough background. I started reading, Audible reading. Ding,
Okay.
ding, ding. They're not a sponsor.
Ding.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
Thank you.
Looking at Erin Meyer. She's
Right.
taking my attention away.
Okay.
So I started reading one of her books. And the reason I wanted to read again, Audible, ding, with one of her books was because when I heard her on another podcast, she was talking about how certain people or certain cultures react specifically in business, but it can also go through to your personal life.
Mhm.
How they actually react differently to certain situations. And one of the things, and I said last week is, and I'll say it again, I love America. I love being an American. I'm red, white, and blue through and through.
Yeah, it's kind of awesome here.
It is pretty awesome here.
Yeah.
But the way I communicate and the way I struggle through life is all because my mother was an immigrant with my grandparents, and the way they think is very different from the way Americans think and the way they communicate. And it's been very, very interesting. And I have no idea where I was going with the question.
I was wondering.
It's because you guys are distracting me by being distracted.
Well, I'm here for you.
We're not distracted.
So I'm very focused on every word that you have to say.
Good. Well, it had to do because we were doing the language thing and stuff like that. But it was fascinating to me how, for example, my family is Dutch. My mom was born in Holland, and they are very direct
That explains
people.
a lot.
Yep.
It does explain a lot because I don't really read between the lines very well. I'm very direct, which I guess
saves time, Nick.
Do what?
The truth.
It saves time, but it gets me into a lot of trouble sometimes. And I'm still trying to get back to where I was going with that. It's this Manhattan. It's fantastic.
You mentioned, wow. Yeah, you've probably had a good sip out of it now. You it's more like a woman.
My ears are getting very warm in these headphones.
you had mentioned a similarity with how we drive a lot, and then you went into the story.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking maybe that would help you recollect.
It doesn't. I wish it did.
You still look nice.
Well, thanks.
Okay, but you were talking Erin Meyer.
Right.
And so I showed him a picture, and hot or not?
That used to be a great website. Actually, it's a horrible website. I'm sorry. That's what I meant. It was horrible. But it was a website.
As ugly.
Wow. You are okay. I don't like either of you. She's very attractive, and I'm sure very intelligent.
Very intelligent. The book is honestly, it's very, very good. And it has not only, even though it's a professional thing, it has not only helped me understand why I struggle with certain communication styles while I'm doing work, but also communicating with my wife. And I did that today. We were having a little bit of an argument, and she said, well, you said this, and this is how I took it. And I said, stop reading between the lines. What I said is what I meant. There was nothing in between.
Men and women are very different in that respect. And, when it comes to listening to your wife, just before I came over here, just now my wife was saying something, I don't remember what it was, but anyway, women, they have more feeling and emotion that's interjected in between the lines. Whereas with men, we just say what we think. And usually it's, something like, hey, I don't want to make a TV dinner. I want to go out for Mexican, something like that. But
Mexican food or Mexican women?
Talking about,
I don't know.
Said women.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Back to the point. Your author girlfriend.
She's not my girlfriend yet.
Yeah, okay.
Not yet.
Intelligence can be attractive.
When did that start?
But for her to be attractive, she'd have to be really smart, I think. Is all I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah. This is going downhill so fast. We're gonna get canceled.
That's okay. I don't think so. Not unless our wives are in control. So what I need to know is how did Jen react?
Your wife is not in control?
How did Jen react after you said that to her?
I don't remember.
Wow.
No. Well, okay. So I also have to add to that. We have an understanding that because she owns her own business and I help with the business, there are times, especially when it comes to business, I get very direct.
You're like an employee, though.
I am an employee.
Yeah, I like
but that. I still have a little bit of control because I still own 10%. So on paper.
When you say help, do you believe that you really are helping when you say you help with the business?
I'm not helping at all. I just do the marketing. I mean, that doesn't help anything or anyone. But anyway, that we do have an agreement that when we get to a point and we start getting frustrated, if it's about work, we stop and say, we're talking work. Let's put on our professional hats. And that takes it down a level. And that's what we were talking about was work. So she didn't take it poorly. She understood what I was trying to say. And
that's a smart understanding,
really
by the way.
Attractive attribute.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was her idea.
I believe it was.
Which is understandable because I'm very direct. I try not to be very direct when
he doesn't know yet. We're coming to visit at some point.
You're coming to visit?
Yeah.
When are you coming to visit?
Both of us.
We're gonna ride the bikes.
Well, when?
Tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's fine. No, because the Mike is coming down.
Oh, you're kidding.
He's thinking about it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Is he still in Detroit area? Where is? No, he's in Cleveland.
I don't. He didn't tell me
where he is. I think Mike moved to Cleveland. I knew him from Detroit.
Okay.
That's where
we'll have to ask him.
Work together. Yeah. He's a good guy. He is
a good guy.
You do like Mike. But
I do like Mike.
No.
I mean, hey, Mikey, he likes it.
What's not to like?
Honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So if you all plan it together, the three of you could come down. And Jen and Peyton are going to be gone over spring break. So, we've got the house all to ourselves.
That's probably not when we're coming. So,
yeah.
Because why would we come down if Jen and Peyton aren't there? I mean,
why indeed?
And all that, but
why indeed? Right? A couple of times a week.
Yes. Anyway.
Ever since the no Mas Pantalones thing, I just don't know if I want to be there.
Pants in my house are optional. Always have been, always will be.
Unfortunately, only for you. Yes.
I'm setting a precedent. I'm coming in with no pants on, so
I love it.
Yeah. When he rides on the Harley, it's like people are applauding.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Just chaps. That's it. Nothing else. Chaps and a helmet.
I was listening to something. There is a very famous woman who I cannot remember her name. She started out as a silent film star, not Mary Pickford. Started out as a silent film star. Mary Pickford. Do you guys know who Mary Pickford is?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Oh well, I'm gonna test you on that anyway.
Okay.
Don't.
She was also after she after talkies came around, she kind of lost her way and she went and lived on the street in Chicago for a little while. But then she started doing a lot of other things, a lot of travel road shows, and she started doing a. Why are you taking a picture?
Because you look handsome today.
Well, I always look handsome.
Yeah.
So anyway, she started doing the feather dances.
Uh-huh.
So she would show up, partially feather dancing, and this is back in the early 1900s.
Okay.
She went to the World's Fair in Chicago and did a feather dance and saved the fair during the 1930 or 1929, 1930, whatever
The World's Fair.
Yeah. Anyway, she also danced for the astronauts before they landed on the moon.
Really?
Ringing any bells? The name? She's it's a very famous. Like if you told me, I'd know the name. I just can't think of it.
Again, I thought you were talking about Mary Pickford. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
Dance for the astronauts. So that would have been 1969 when they first landed on the moon.
And she was in her 70s, and she still did the feather dance, and she was still very famous for it and very popular.
Are you like Betty Davis?
No, not quite that. Not super famous like everyone knows her.
Oh,
but that famous where she could still do the feather dance at 70 years old. And
can you imagine if she actually feather danced on the moon?
That would be incredible.
Well, they'd have to have like wires. You know how the flag has to have wires in it?
This thing and talk about being light on your feet. That's just honestly.
The feathers would have to have sticks in them. Stick feathers.
You guys need to jump in with these jokes a lot earlier because I'm trying to tell these stories and I'm losing it at the end.
Well, maybe you should write them down.
Maybe I should just drink more.
So we'll know where you're going. It's not fun to listen to them.
Okay.
Most people.
It is.
Pop quiz, hot shots.
Delightful. Yes. Mary Pickford. Lay it
out. Without looking, who is Mary Pickford married to?
Dick Pickford.
Her husband.
No, not Dick Pickford.
That's good. Not Dick Pickford.
No, that's her.
All right, I'll give you two chances.
Wait.
I'll give you two different questions, so it's not two chances. At the same
I
question.
know who it was.
Which husband? Because you're trying to trick us.
She had more than one husband there.
She did have, but I can tell you're looking it up. So.
No, we're not.
How would you know she had more than one husband?
Saying this because actually, if you had done any
the famous husband,
Gladys Marie Smith was her real name.
Yes,
if you would have said Mary Pickford, and I'm going, oh, you mean Gladdy? Because that's what her friends used to call her.
Right. Yes.
We were talking about this the other night.
Yeah.
And honestly, John was right. I had to rescind everything I had said about her.
Okay, now I know you're telling the truth because for you to admit that he was right, then
that's true. Because it would never happen.
And she was married more.
She was married.
Yes, she was married more than twice.
Well, Dougie Hauser, I think that's where that show came from.
Dougie Hauser. Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They didn't want it to be like too true to life, so they went with Doogie. But
Yeah. So she was married to Douglas Fairbanks. Here's the second question.
Yes.
Mary Pickford, Douglas Fairbanks, and another very famous person started a studio that is until recently, actually it's still technically in operation, but until recently was still in operation almost 100 years later.
Biograph, actually, I think was the.
Nope.
It was the director who was there initially.
They're looking it up, guys.
You're smart.
They partnered with Charlie Chaplin to start a little studio called United Artists.
Did they?
Yes. Yep.
That seemed to work out.
It did. I think it worked out very, very well. Mary Pickford was one of the very first studio owners in Hollywood.
Well, she had actually always hoped to conquer the Broadway stage, though.
Man, you are really hip on your.
Then she discovered how deeply she gets film acting.
You guys look a lot like my wife and some really close friends of ours. Last week, when I went through all of this, we went to our friend's restaurant for they're closed on Sundays. We went on a Sunday for their son's birthday party, which they held at the restaurant. Mm-hmm. And they house a bunch of local art from artists in this small town. Mm-hmm. and one of their walls now is decked out with an artist who's redone famous photographs of old actresses. So they had Mary Pickford up there, and they had Marilyn Monroe, and
Betty Davis.
They did not have Betty Davis. No, they
What?
had Lena Horne, and
Okay.
then there was a fourth one, but I don't remember who the fourth one was. So I, of course, because I'm a film buff and a history buff,
Just kidding.
okay,
it wasn't Betty Davis. Fine.
it wasn't Betty Davis. She didn't have Betty Davis eyes. Anyway, I saw Mary Pickford up there, and I started, of course, going through the whole history of United Artists and who she was married to and all that stuff. And you guys have the same exact look on your face of move on, jackass.
Were they as enthralled as we were?
Yeah, they so much more.
Kidding. That's it. You know what? And I think about back then. Well, I don't think about it, but back then it had to be a much bigger deal, and certainly the studios were extremely powerful and became even more so over the years. Incredible when it came to that. But now they're more
studios don't hold the power anymore. Now the power is in the hands of the producer.
But true, but
in
it's
China.
interesting how
he's not wrong. He is absolutely not wrong.
I know. But how it's a much smaller group of studios that are holding the power these days.
Yep. It's small companies too.
No,
I'm actually right.
You're 100% right. I mean, if you pull up any modern movie right now, I would say probably 60 to 70% are going to have a production company that you can trace back to China.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
60 to 70%.
I would say that, yeah.
Okay, well, you just did.
Well, of course I did. Because I'm right. Because Matt's right.
You know, you both have been right ad nauseum.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sick of it too.
I'm going to close out that one tab I always have open, Mary Pickford data on Wikipedia.
Well, you study her so often.
Well, it's Pickfordopedia.
That was the original name, but
it was,
her estate wouldn't let us keep
United Artists bought it out.
Right.
That was 2 mountings earlier.
Paramount, yeah, that's right.
So I opened my phone, Craig. Matt, I know you haven't met him, but not Craig. I just gave it away. Yeah. So I have this little thing on my phone where it shows me pictures that are timely. That was what I opened my phone and I saw that.
The man cave.
Oh wow.
That's Craig.
That is Craig.
Oh, that's a blessing.
So see at the top of my phone.
Yeah.
That's what it shows. That's
what app is that?
It's the iPhone now allows you to add widgets like that. So you can have your photographs and you can do maps and what cake is not just for Irish Day? Birthday, Earth Day. Earth Day?
Boy, it's tough to
Why is
see.
it so shiny in the middle there?
That's what I say all the time.
Cake is for life, not just for birthdays. And I took a picture of that because I call my wife Cake.
Nice.
True.
I would get in a lot of trouble if I called my wife Cake.
Why?
Well, it started out with Baby Cake.
Oh, okay.
Well, Baby Cakes, and I just went to Cakes. So now she's Cakes. Even John and Lisa call her Cakes.
We do.
Yeah.
Not to her face.
Not to her face.
No.
Well, no, to her face.
Well, when I text her.
And after we have dinner, I say, I want to eat cake for dessert.
Wow. Okay. There he goes, covering his mouth.
I was so waiting for that. And of course, you did it right at the right time.
I wasn't even thinking of that. You guys are pervs.
Welcome to PoddiMouths.
Well, yeah, exactly. We thought of putting perv mouths, but that just wasn't accepted.
No.
iTunes wouldn't accept. Everyone else would, but iTunes
should have been potty perv.
Potty perv.
You got to work within a certain
maybe not
guideline or whatever.
Sure.
We had potty perv, shit talkers, all of those.
That's no. Those are mushrooms, shiitake.
Oh. Treat me like a mushroom. Keep me in the dark and feed me on shit.
Yeah.
But now,
keeping along those lines, because this show is very linear and planned. I've noticed.
Yes, always.
Did you watch all of Nicolas Cage's Naughty Word show?
I have not finished it. I have not found a time to finish.
You have not finished shit.
I have not finished shit.
You're welcome.
Where did I get? I think I stopped at bitch.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into bitch yet.
You haven't gotten into bitch yet?
I've seen the first two.
I love that.
I think bitch is the third. I think no, maybe bitch is the fourth.
I'm gonna go bitch is third.
Bitch is third?
Yeah, I think it's
Is that kind of like who's on third? But who's on first? I don't know who's on.
Similar to that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, let's get away
Yeah.
just for a second from the dirty words and on to ice pilots.
Ice pilots. What do you want to know about ice pilots?
You
Buffalo Airways.
You would like it, Buffalo Airways.
You haven't seen ice pilots?
I've heard you talk about them on this show, which is very what's the word?
Yeah, this show is very informative. Wow. Are you smoking crack?
Formative is the word I was looking for.
Formative. Not informative, just formative.
Formative, yes.
Misformative.
Like the years.
Misinformation. It's misinformative.
Wow.
I've been misinformed that that's a good show.
Yeah, it is.
Or is it?
No, it is. It's a fun show if you like airplanes.
Pilot mindset people, but it's pretty interesting, actually. You know what I hate? I hate the commercials that are all willy-nilly.
What store is that? I don't know willy-nilly.
They put the commercials just anywhere. They can be in the middle of a sentence and we're going to go to the
are you
blah, 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 blah.
Are you watching on YouTube or something?
It's on on Prime.
Yeah, what do you have on Prime where you have commercials?
Yeah, I'm sure I've done some crap.
You've done something wrong there, buddy.
No, it says season whatever episode with commercials. And that's the only choice I have.
Really?
Yes. And I will tell you this, I've been getting commercials on Spotify and I've got Spotify Premium.
What?
And I was not happy about that.
It's not cool.
Hammered them and since
they just changed that on mine too because I obviously haven't watched it. It's free with ads.
Yeah.
That's weird.
The ads play at the most inopportune times. They obviously have cut the show. So, as anything that might eventually show on TV with ads, it has breaks where you would assume, they'd be.
Yeah.
And they don't even pay any attention to them. And as they're taking off, it comes to some stupid ad. It's no place. Yeah, it's not even, doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So
that's really weird.
But that said, the show is kind of fun and funny, and it's Canadian.
Yeah.
In the great Northwestern or the
Northwest territories. Yeah.
It's just territories. That's correct.
The people in the Northeast don't think it's that great over there.
No, Southwesterns, they don't either. No.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be like Manitoba, right?
Manitoba.
No, it's most Saskatchewan.
Manitoba.
They call it Personatoba now.
Good call.
Yeah, hey there.
I think we have to make a concerted effort for that Personatoba there,
Right.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you what there. Yeah, so Winnipeg is in Personatoba.
I love Winnipeg.
And Saskatchewan, if you go there, you should probably take a look at their tree.
Yeah.
Because it's all prairie.
So I play golf every year. That's where my stepfather is from Saskatchewan.
Oh,
he
I did
grew
not
up.
know that.
He was born and raised in Rosetown. No, I'm sorry. He was born and raised in Kindersley, Saskatchewan. Practiced medicine in Rosetown, Saskatchewan.
Okay.
But went to school at the University of Manitoba in Personatoba. I'm so sorry. Personatoba.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
He's gonna use that again.
I'm gonna try to remember that because that's awesome. So anyway, he went to school in Manitoba or Personatoba, and then ended up practicing medicine. So the dealership that his father owned was in Kindersley, Saskatchewan, and we used to go play golf every year so Murray practiced medicine in the small town called Rosetown, and got to know all the people there. And there were 4 guys that would go out and play golf all the time, and they started this golf tournament up in what we called northern Saskatchewan, which is actually in the middle of Saskatchewan, because you don't really want to go for far north in Saskatchewan. You're going to be in the right.
Oh, that's
it's crazy north. So exactly. So I'll tell you about it's called Waskesiu, and it's in a provincial park and right off of Waskesiu Lake, and it's a beautiful golf course. And I'll tell you a bunch of Waskesiu stories. But the story I want to tell now is Murray was one of the youngest. Murray's my stepfather. Murray was one of the youngest people to play in this foursome. So 2 guys passed away first, and they named the tournament after them. So after Murray moved to the States, then we would travel every year up there. I started when I was 12. We would travel up there every year to play this tournament. The Murray, even though Murray died at, I think, 81 or 82, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the other gentleman who did, I'm trying to I think he still survived Murray. I think he was still alive after Murray, but not by much. His goal every year was to shoot his age.
Oh, right.
And the last year I played with him, he was 98 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, incredible person. But anyway, he would tell me when in in Rosetown at the golf course, before they had greens, they used to have the greens were sand.
Well, they're all sand underneath, right?
I know that, but they did not put grass on them.
Really? Okay.
There was also when you hit the green,
Compact.
very compact. Yep. Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't. The ball would hit, and if you hit the green, it would bounce off.
Wow.
Yeah. So you'd have to learn your short game really well because there was nothing to stop the ball.
Yeah.
And they had rules where you only putt twice. But
break the greens after you walked off of them, or how did that work?
Yeah. No, you did. You raked the greens. Yep.
So did they have bunkers?
No, they did not have bunkers. I got to play the course. They had converted the greens from sand to grass at that point, but I got to play the course that used to all have sand greens.
Wow.
Because they couldn't grow grass up there. It's a very arid climate.
Well, that's true. When is the tournament? Is it like in December?
No, it's very early June.
Oh, is it?
When's Father's Day usually? I'm sorry, when's Father's Day?
Early June.
Early June, yeah.
Based on a lot.
Second Sunday.
Yeah. So it's usually the week before Father's Day.
Okay, interesting. So and oddly enough, when you say that, I used to do some consulting work. Yeah, he's hammering it. I used to do some work. You do have a little left in consulting work in.
You did some consulting work
in Canada, and the dealership group that I worked with was Murray Auto Group.
Oh, really?
And nice people, but everywhere from Winnipeg to Brandon to Medicine Hat. And
Medicine Hat.
That whole area. They always wanted me to come up in January.
Yeah,
and I doubled my prices. And,
yeah, I bet.
It's
I loved going to Canada when I was 18 and 19 because that was the legal drinking age.
Oh, could have gone to Wisconsin.
I'm still too young for that.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Minnesota was that way too, but anyway, that's it. That's a good story, John. Good story.
Well, it was the Murray thing. It was
well, okay. So how would you pronounce Mylrea?
I didn't.
Winner.
Was it
Myl?
Yeah.
Rea.
Milray.
Good for you. Did you see? That's exactly. Most people pronounce it Mylrea.
What?
Yeah.
Most stupid people.
Right.
Well, that's like if they have bad guacamole and get diarrhea, they just call it guacaria.
Well, I like it. That was the name of the. It was Milray Motors.
Oh, okay.
Milray Motors.
Well, if I knew it was a dealership, I mean, obviously I would have said it right because that's why they'd hire me.
Right.
You said it right. You're hired.
Exactly. Well, it was out of business probably by the Oldsmobile time.
Entirely possible.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
It was
all right. Your drink's empty. Mine is icy.
Way empty.
Yeah, John, we're waiting on you.
Done.
I have talked way too much. I need at least 10 minutes of you guys talking without my voice.
No,
because the listeners.
Nobody.
No.
Well, except for our wives, they thrive on it.
No, they don't.
Yeah. No, they don't. No, well, your wife is extraordinary.
Both of our wives are extraordinary.
Well,
all of our wives are extraordinary.
We are lucky people.
We are.
Yeah.
I mean, I often tell people.
Over your skis.
I know I am. I really am. I tell people all the time that why did I marry my wife? Because she's the only one that could put up with my shit.
I'm in that boat.
Yeah.
Shit boat?
So why did I wear my wife?
Why did I wear my wife?
She puts the lotion on the skin.
On his back.
Yes. Yeah.
Rub the lotion on his back. Don't do it.
They have a new show. They're making a Have you seen that?
Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah, it's a
Really?
show now. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's called. I think it's called
show?
Clarice.
Good. The previews look good.
Oh.
They do. They really do.
Huh. Okay.
That's the kind
Well.
of show my wife is into. All of the
Yeah.
murder.
Lisa's been into the murder shows too, and mostly it's how I murdered my husband, that sort of shit.
and how to
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
John,
not that
scared.
nervous.
Yeah, be scared.
No, I'm fine.
Does this drink taste like antifreeze?
Just go to sleep.
No, it's fine, honey. You just drink that up. Just a little at night.
It's anti-sneeze. You're fine with it.
It's anti-be alive.
Wow, it's that. Or Uncle
Yeah.
Be Alive.
Wow, guys, wow.
So
I know.
I was in a tire store this evening just before I got home.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because I needed tires. And sitting there, I had taken my mask off. Another woman walked in.
Another woman beside yourself?
John, you know the cool thing about John, Nick?
Nothing.
Neither do I. All right. So move the floor up, bastard. No, so I judged her as she walked in. I shouldn't have, but I figured hippie liberal, ex teacher union, pro Biden, whatever. And not to be political.
No, not at all.
No, not at all.
PoddiMouths.
And long story short, she sat down and says, "Well, I'm a big Trumper. You want to talk about politics?"
What?
Wow.
Yeah, really caught me off guard.
Did you tell her to start coloring her hair? What?
And then a young girl walked in, an 18-year-old girl who was getting something done to her car. And then another construction worker guy walked in, who worked for another big local construction company. And she started talking about the nation's unity and how we need to work together and talk together and how racism is all BS and it's all in the media. And for about 40 minutes, we talked. Basically, she just talked at all of us.
So kind of like what I'm doing with this podcast.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Not exactly the same, as she had some valid points. But anyway.
Wow.
Oh, come on. For what I'm getting paid, that's what you get.
Yeah, well,
So
it's worth it.
anyway, it was she didn't understand, like in the construction world, for instance, we actually really, I mean this, we don't talk about politics because we get there, we focus on all the details of what we do and bidding a job and dealing with customers. And we pretty much focus on our jobs and then look forward to going home. And that's it. And my wife, with her job as a hairdresser, she's got every client comes in every hour, and one's a Christian and one's an atheist and one's a lefty and one's a righty. And she has to adapt her personality and her attitude to kind of deal with that particular customer.
You can't really hide from it in her job.
No, she's exposed face to face, working with that person one-on-one.
Mask to mask.
Mask to mask, yeah.
God, yes, mask to mask with the lefties and face to face with the righties, or however it is. But it's a constant personality change. So when she gets home, she doesn't want to talk about politics either.
Yes.
So all day long, my job, there's no politics. When I get home, there's no politics. I will read. You're excused. I will read articles myself. I will watch videos on current news situation myself. But very rarely do I have an actual conversation about politics with somebody who I don't know, who has a completely fresh view, a different view, outside. Because like John and I, we basically agree on everything.
Yeah, John has no fresh views.
No,
They're mostly stale.
Very stale.
Stale views.
Yet still delicious.
Very old school.
But but it was actually really interesting and fun to just have this meeting in a public, well, in the store. We were all in this waiting room kind of talking. And oddly, everybody, the four of us being in different age groups, all different jobs. One girl was just looking to go into college. And then this lady, turned out I pegged her. She had been previously, up until 2016, a liberal who was in the teachers union. Just by looking at her. And that's a terrible way to judge people. But she's like, yeah, well, up until 16, I was a teacher. I was a teachers union and I was a liberal. And I was like, wow, you still got the look, honey. But anyway.
Wow. Okay, super.
She had completely changed her views based on what she has learned over the last 5-6 years.
Wow.
And was all about truth and transparency in government, and just thought that COVID was all about separating us as a nation and weakening us as it's stripping us from our unity. And I was like, geez.
Wow.
I saw her walk in and thought, oh, God. And I left an hour later going, that was really interesting.
Well, she taught you something, didn't she?
She taught me to not judge and just shut up and listen once in a while.
Well, that is actually a moral. Why did you come up with a moral? I mean, it was a good story, and then all of a sudden it ends with a moral.
I didn't. Hey, maybe the Potty Mouths are going to do that every week. No.
That's totally against our charter.
We don't do that.
We don't have morals to our stories.
No, please not.
It'll never happen again. I apologize.
Caw-caw.
Well said.
This has been fun. And you know what makes this awesome is because we get to see you. And
I was going to say, because you're drunk?
No, I had one little sip. You are hammered.
The image
I'm not hammered. I will be in a little while.
Wow.
What now? I'm sorry, Matt. I missed that. Please, it was all about me, so tell me.
Yeah, you're going to have to listen to that one to catch it.
Yeah, actually, let him.
Yeah.
Back on that.
I do listen to these, sort of.
Well, we do too, but sort of. But yeah, I actually often do. This has been fun because we get to see you. And unlike how when we first started doing these, we couldn't see each other. So I don't know. This is just more interactive and it makes it fun. I hope our listeners get that sense too.
Well, that they can see us?
That it's more interactive. It's fun. We enjoy it. Usually I enjoy it.
Let me okay. So if
right
you
now,
as our listeners
yes,
want to take the next step and actually see us, we can now record video.
No.
But it costs extra.
How much?
A lot.
Well,
so if you want to, if our listeners want to start seeing us,
no, they don't.
Please, I know they really don't, but let's pretend. Let's just pretend. I'm trying to do a little pitch here.
Yeah. Let's say
if you do want to see John, myself, once
live.
in a while, Matt, when he's joining us for a cocktail or something.
Yeah.
It's an honor to be here.
Thank you. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you.
If you want to see us, please consider donating. We still have Patreon. We still have Buy Us a Cup of Coffee. We have a lot of different outlets for you to donate to the Potty Mouths effort. Or, you know what would also help is tell a friend, because we want them to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell, and on and on and on. So we get a lot of people so we can start advertising and load our podcast full of advertisements. So, 90% of it is advertisements and 10% is us talking.
And then they're forced
it would probably be more interesting.
And then they'd be forced to watch us.
They'd be forced to watch us.
Yeah.
It's a farce.
It's a farce to wash us.
Oh, I didn't know there was going to be washing. Yeah, there's Buy Us a Cup of Coffee, and then there's You Can Wash My Back.
There you go. There you go. Anyway, you could, if you donate, we could actually use that money to pay for the app that allows us to record the video on our wonderful recording system that allows us to actually see each other while we record, but does not allow us necessarily to record our video unless we pay them lots and lots of money.
Let's just assume it's $3 million. So please dig deep.
$3 million. That's exactly how much. $3 million a year times 2.
Excellent. We should get a couple of those.
We should.
Yeah.
But to start the whole process, head up to PoddiMouths.com, check out our social media networks, leave us a comment. Let us know how drunk we sounded, even though we've only all had one cocktail. I'm going to go have another cocktail. I don't know about you.
I
We
feel
are.
like we are. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going
Yeah.
out for Mexican. We're getting some margaritas.
Yeah, we'll get some food
Nice.
this time.
Nice. I'm just going to go downstairs and make Bim Bop Boop or whatever it's called from Hello Fresh. Yeah, yeah. See, if we had video right now, you could see their facial reactions, which quite honestly would have made the entire show.
It probably would have. And
Yeah.
sadly, now you have to suffer through just the audio.
Exactly. You're missing out. But we are so happy that you're here.
HelloFresh.
Hello
We're so
Fresh.
glad you're here. Thank you very much. Nick, you rock the house. Matt, thanks for joining us.
Matt, please come back more often.
We're going to go have some Mexican
I feel
food.
like I owe everybody an apology here.
Oh, just that teacher.
You owe it to him, but that doesn't mean that you need to apologize for anything.
Then I won't.
Not in this venue.
Perfect.
Sure.
No mas pantalones.
Pantalones.
See ya.